Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing? It's your girl Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 7. Forgive me, y'all. I don't know why I thought we were on episode 6 or 8, but it's 7. But guys, come on in the room. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Because when I tell y'all, I had a really good time watching this episode. So good. And one of y'all just said it in the chat, but I do feel like it's really wild that Wendy is actually having her best season yet. Like Wendy's actually killing it right now, but we have all this craziness going on. But yeah, that scene with her and Stacey had me screaming, okay? But guys, let's just get right on into it, y'all. Hey, y'all, how are you? Oh, we have South Africa in here. Yes, come through, y'all. I'm worldwide, in the words of Candy. Hey, y'all. Hey, Jameer. Hey, guys. How are y'all? I have to say, y'all, this is a really good season. Like, I'm really enjoying Potomac. And I never thought that I would say that, but here we are. Potomac feels like they are back on track, and I'm loving it. But, guys, when I tell y'all I'm ready, I have a lot to say. I'm not gonna hold you too long today, because if you were on my BravoCon live, then you know that I was on for 5 hours. So it's not gonna be this long today. I promise. It's gonna be a cute 1.5, maybe 2 hours. Okay. All right, y'all. You said it's a solid 8.5 for me. Yeah, it's a good season. We've come a long way. I love how lighthearted the season is. The first season I've enjoyed since season 4. Same here. So we open up the episode. We see some cute little short scenes. We have Keiarna at her spa. She's getting a salmon semen spa facial. I said, that sounds very interesting. Now we see Tia. She's on the phone with her mom. No. Yes, she's on FaceTime with her mother. And we find out that Tia's family is a part of the royal family in Nigeria. She says, years ago, I was in a socialite magazine and she was featured in it because she was linked to some guy. She says there's a picture of her with a cigarette, and that's how her mom found out that she was smoking. So then she says that she was going through some things during that time. Her parents were divorcing. There was trauma going on. I have to say, I'm liking Tia on the show. I think that she's a great addition. I think that she's funny. She's witty. She doesn't take herself too seriously. I like her family dynamic. Like, I think that Tia is going to be here for seasons to come. Oh, so you're not buying the royalty? Why not? Oh, how are y'all feeling about Tia? I feel like Tia is getting a mixed reaction for some of y'all. I like Tia. I think that she's a great addition, a great fit. She brings like some comedic relief. I'm here for Miss Tia. Okay, yes, I like Tia. I hope they keep her. I like Tia. Tia and her family are cute. Okay, yes. She's adorable. I don't know why. Yes. She's very endearing. She's very charming. Like, we don't get many charming housewives, but Tia is the definition of charming. I like her a lot. So, you said they're saying her accent is fake, and if it is, I like her still. Yeah, that's how I feel. If her accent is fake, if they've let Dorit slide for all these years with her fake accent when she's from Connecticut, they can let Tia slide. But I don't think that Tia's accent is fake. You can't fake that, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's fake either. Listen, at the end of the day, I like Tia. This is a Tia Stan account over here, okay? Hey, Jelly. Hey, Jelly Binta Diarra. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for the super chat. I love me some Tia. Same here. We see each other. So now, it was cute because the mom was like, oh, yeah, I have a gift coming for you. It's a surprise. So one of Tia's daughters was like, well, where's my present? So Tia was like, well, that's not your mom. Tia and the banter back and forth with her kids is so cute. So now we see the return of Monique Samuels, aka Floyd Mayweather. No, I'm joking. But Monique is back. I'm sure y'all thought I was going to skip over this scene. Y'all know how I feel about Monique. and what she did in season 5, but I'm going to do my best to wipe the slate clean and look at her in a brand new light. I'm going to do my best, y'all. So the Monique fans, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to try. But I can't promise you. I can't promise you, but I'm going to do my best, okay? So you said, okay. So we see Monique's brand new home. Ashley comes over, and let me start off by saying, is anybody noticing that Ashley is trying to be a fashion girl now? Ashley came in with the Prada dress, and I said, Ashley, girl, that divorce settlement must have been right, because we're not used to seeing Ashley drip down in designer. So Ashley's coming in with Dior and Prada now. I said, oh, okay. I said, all right. So anyhow, Ashley comes over, Monique showing her around the house. And I will say that Monique did a nice job with her new house. And I know the whole mess with Chris Samuels not giving her alimony or child support, which is crazy to me. But whatever settlement she got, she made it work, because this new house is pretty. So Ashley says, me and Monique met 9 years ago. It was love at first sight. Very similar in our marriages, how we approach life. There have been some lapses in our friendship where we didn't speak for months, but we've always managed to come back together. So I'm guessing that there was a lapse in their friendship when Ashley had revealed at BravoCon 3 years ago, at BravoCon 2022, when it was in New York. I'm guessing that Monique was mad when Ashley revealed that her and Chris were separating. Remember that? And then the People magazine story broke, and then you had Monique and Chris still lying and saying that, oh, it was a lie, we're not divorcing, when the whole time they were. But I feel like maybe that's where they had a lapse, when Ashley revealed it at BravoCon that they were separating. So now Monique says, I love me some Ashley. She's not giving up on bringing me around the group. Our friendship has continued to grow. We've both gone through similar circumstances. We've always been there for each other. She says so much has happened. And that shade that she threw towards Chris, she said, I've now gotten 300 pounds lighter. I said, oh, okay. I said, now, Monique, you were the same woman who got mad when Giselle would call Chris big boy. Now you sit up there throwing shade about, oh, yeah, I'm 300 pounds lighter. I said, okay. And Chris lost 120 pounds. He lost weight. So, he's not 300 anymore. So I just think it's so funny now that you can tell that Chris and Monique are probably still on bad terms, because they've been going at it. They've been giving each other subtle reads on social media. So, it's not surprising to me that she's throwing out subtle shots. Now, I want to say shout out to Kempire, because he made a great point on Twitter that it all makes sense why Monique's coming back on to the show. It's for the money and she missed the fame, but it's really to rehabilitate her image. Because if you guys watched her on Love and Marriage DC, when her and Chris were on there in the first season, it exposed the cracks in their marriage and that she could not stand that man. Like, Chris did not want that divorce. He wanted to be married. He loved Monique. Monique did not want him, right? And and she was upset with how the fans were getting on her, like, girl, you don't want this man. Like, it's clear that you don't want this man. You're not attracted to him. And I feel like now her coming back on Potomac, it's clear that she wants to rehab her image and not be seen as the wicked witch who tossed her husband to the side. And Kempire, shout out to you, because you did say that, and I agree with that. You said she's a habitual liar. Yep. Yes, Love and Marriage did Monique no favors. I know they were not likable on that show at all. She's a bit. I thought Ashley felt indebted to Monique because of the allegations of Michael and the camera footage at Monique's house. Oh, that's a good point. I always forget about that. That did happen at Monique and Chris's house. So yeah, and because think about it, we've yet to see the footage. and all of a sudden the footage was mysteriously gone. It just vanished. You know good and well they had that footage, and Monique said, you know what, we're going to throw it in the lake somewhere. We got you, girl. And that's why they're so close now, because she did her a solid. So Monique goes on to say that her friend circle went from a circle to a period, and it's very peaceful. She says that her kids, you know, they're growing up. Her daughter, Milani, is 10. The son, Chris Jr., is 5'10". He's taller than her. And so we do see her showing Ashley her new pet bird. So she says that this new bird is different from T'Challa. T'Challa was her heart. She says, I don't want to talk about him because I get emotional, but we all know that T'Challa passed away shortly after she left Potomac. And we all remember how T'Challa attacked Wendy in season 5. So now they go outside to sit. They're on the patio. They have some drinks, some ginger beer, some snacks. And Monique says that she'll sit out here with the dog in the morning and it's peaceful. So now Ashley's asking her about men. Is she dating? And Monique says, no, I'm focused on me. She says that the fight sent her on this awakening path. And I said, Monique, don't bring up that assault unless you're going to tell the whole truth and say, I was wrong, I'm sorry. This whole thing was BS to me. I don't want to bring up season 5 at all, but since you touched on it, I just want to say, until you finally say I was wrong, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear anything out of your mouth about this. You're talking about, oh, well, I didn't realize that I was holding on to childhood trauma. You have the resources and the time to go and get some professional help for that. I'm so sick of people using their childhood trauma at their big ages as a way to excuse their horrible actions. It's aggravating. I just said, girl, again, if you're not going to tell the truth and say, I'm sorry, I lied about what happened, I was wrong, then save it. Yes, her explanation is so tired and late. Exactly. Baby, exactly. We all have trauma. We all got pain. Exactly. Baby, every excuse but ownership. Maybe she's not sorry. Well, clearly she's not sorry because her actions are showing she's not sorry. I'd rather somebody say, you know what, I'm not sorry, I'll do it again, versus giving us all this nonsense. In my humble opinion, because I'm just not here for this. I'm not. So now Ashley says there was an incident in this group. All the girls turned on Monique except for me. And I said, we know that because anybody against Candace, that's your best friend, Ashley. So of course you're going to be on Monique's side. She says, while Monique made a mistake, it shouldn't be the overarching assessment of her character. Well, assaulting somebody for assaulting your friend who didn't do anything to you, that's a big character flaw in my opinion, but that's just me. Everybody else is different. So now Ashley says, oh, sorry about that. So Monique says, I just don't understand how I got that reaction, how that reaction came out of me, and then the childhood trauma again. She says it's been a journey. So now Monique's asking Ashley what her friend circle looks like these days. Is she still hanging around the same girls? And Ashley says, yes, me and Giselle have grown closer throughout the years. We even formed GNA together. So Monique was like, wait, what's GNA? So she says, we do philanthropic events. But we started off doing apparel, a clothing line. Now, Monique, although I don't see it for you, you and I were right here. When you gave Ashley that side eye, you said, wait, you started a what? With Giselle of all people? Like, come again? I said, girl, my exact thoughts. We all thought the same thing. 2 of the worst dressers teaming up for a clothing line is a joke. Yes, the only time I agree with Monique. Yes, GNA is a cash grab, but not even a cash grab. You have to sell something that people actually want for it to be a cash grab. We didn't want it in the first place. So Monique says, again, what on God's green earth would possess you to start an apparel line with Giselle of all people? So Ashley says, well, I never thought that Giselle was a bad dresser. I said, well, of course you don't. You have the same dressing capabilities just like Giselle. You guys both dress horribly. So of course you think that she looks great in her clothes. Yes, honey, bad dressers enabling each other, all right? Listen, you said Neverland, nothing was there. GNA, gone and absent. You said cash grab with Monopoly money. I would buy from Goodwill before I buy from GNA. Oh, absolutely. A failed storyline, okay? You said Ashley wore rave girl dresses. Y'all have me screaming. So now Ashley says, I will say that Giselle's even more beautiful now. Monique's like, okay, cool. So now Ashley's like, you and Wendy, like, what's going on there? So Monique says, I have not seen or heard from Wendy since I left the group. So now they bring up Karen. Monique says, I was in touch with her briefly before her trial, sending her love and prayers, but I did feel like she was going to get jail time. So Ashley says, well, I think that we all did. Now, yeah, I don't know. A show of hands in the chat. Did anybody feel like Karen was not going to get jail time? Because when that footage came out and then finding out that was her 4th DUI, I was like, oh no, she's getting jail. The fact that she turned down the plea deal, which I think was house arrest for like a few months, I was like, oh no, she's getting jail time. And the way she's told that officer, you are poor and white, I said, oh girl, you're definitely going to jail. But yeah, I don't think that anybody was surprised that she was going to jail. Okay, so we all thought the same thing, that she was getting jail time. I thought she would serve the full year. You said clank, clank. The footage was the final proof for me. Yes, she was being nasty to that officer. Exactly. When she didn't take that plea, it was a wrap. No, I knew she'd be in the slammer. Do you know Andy Cohen? Jail. She should have got in jail by at least a second time. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Nobody was surprised. So I said Monique and Ashley, the second time I agree with y'all. We are all on the same page about that. So now Ashley brings up their new friend, Stacey. She says some of the things that she says and does, they don't align. And then she says in her confessional, I'm not trying to muddy the waters between Monique and Stacey when they haven't met each other yet. But I just feel like Stacey needs to say, hey, girl, I went out on a few dates with Chris. I said, Ashley, why are you saying anything about somebody coming clean about they dated somebody's ex-husband? Stacey does not owe Monique anything. Stacey and Monique were not friends. They didn't know each other. Monique could not stand that man. We all saw it on Love and Marriage DC that she was tired of him. Well, she was showing signs of being tired of him when she joined Potomac, but that's a different story for a different day. That man is a free man. Monique is a free woman, happy to be away from Chris. If Chris wants to date everybody in that group, he's allowed to, they're allowed to, they're all adults. I just feel like, who are you to say that Stacey owes Monique an explanation? No, she does not. I don't understand this. This is such a non-issue that you want to make into something because you need a storyline. Focus on yourself. I said, my God. So now you have Ashley bringing up Pride Weekend that's coming up. And she says, I want you to be on my float for Pride Weekend, for the Pride Parade. For the Pride Parade. And Monique says, oh, sure, I love Pride. So now Ashley's like, just so you know, Giselle's going to be there too. Is that okay? So Monique's like, yeah, that's okay with me. I'm okay. Is Giselle going to be okay? So we all remember the whole binder incident during the season 5 reunion. I will say Monique did not have that many iconic moments. That was definitely her most iconic moment to date. That binder, because everybody's jaw dropped. So they play that flashback at the reunion. And Monique says, look, I'm not interested in picking up the past. I just want to move forward. But if there are things that need to be addressed, we can address it. So I said, it's good to see Monique is not coming on some BS. She seems like she's in better spirits. Again, y'all, I'm going to do my best to give Monique a fair shot. And I'm going to do my best to not bring up season 5, okay? And hold me to it. Hold me to it, y'all. Hold me to it. Hey, son, Sharia, thank you for the super chat. Maybe she's not sorry. No, you're right. She's probably not sorry. Hey, Jelly Binta Diarra, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Jay Green, 1995, thank you for the super chat. Monique and Stacey don't know each other. They are no longer married. Please fire Ashley. My exact thoughts. Stacey does not owe Monique anything. I don't understand why Ashley's saying this. The fact that Ashley is using this as her storyline is troubling. And I will keep saying it. Ashley's storyline ran out season 5. She should have been gone. I don't know who at the network is still vouching for her, but it doesn't make any sense because so many other housewives would have been fired if had their husbands been accused of touching cameramen's butts. They would have fired them or canceled the whole show. The fact that she's still on the show after all these years and what Michael was doing is crazy to me. So now we get to Wendy. Wendy's at home. We see Eddie there. And one thing about it, every time we see Wendy in one of her home scenes, it always feels like Eddie's right there. Like, does anybody notice that? We seldom see Wendy with a solo scene just by herself in that house. Eddie's always there. It's like, do you have a job? You know what? Let me just, child. So Wendy said, the house is all messy. They have all these, there's paint. We see these paint swatches everywhere. They're doing some renovations. So Wendy says, we watched an episode of HGTV, and I was like, oh, I could do that. So she says, we're changing up everything. She says, we're renovating the living room, the family room, the kitchen, the formal dining room, brand new floors, the sunroom, the pantry, the mud room, the laundry room, all at once. Production is so shady. They had the tally of the cost of the renovations. The cost is approximately $100,000. I said, oh, bravo, it's shady boots, because y'all know what's happening in real time with Wendy and Eddie. And to show this renovation and the cost of it, I said, child. Now Wendy and Eddie, respectfully, you thought that this home renovation for over $100,000 made sense, knowing what y'all allegedly did? Let me move on. I have so many thoughts. I just have so many thoughts. Just a mess. I said a hot mess. If I were you, I'd be begging and pleading for the producers to chop out any scenes of us shopping, spending money, talking about money, renovations. Like, say, please take this all out, because this is such a bad look. You guys, you have what, another 2.5 weeks before your court date. Your court date is December 2nd. Eddie's is December 12th. It's right around the corner. And we're seeing you talking about $100,000 renovation. Miss Mama, I would have been on speed dial with Andy Cohen, the head of NBC, saying, please chop these scenes out for our sake. A mess. You said 4 degrees and 0 cents. Well, actually, it's 8 degrees, because Eddie also has 4 degrees himself. I didn't know that until just recently. So 8 degrees and no cents. Now you know. Isn't like this whole thing is so wild. A mess. Wendy and Eddie take the plea deal because the judge is going to have a field day with the footage. I agree. The prosecutors are at home watching every episode, taking notes. Exactly. Ciao. Ooh. So Eddie's like, tell me about the trip, because all I heard was that you had a sinus infection. So Wendy says, yeah, it was good. The ladies were good. They celebrated my birthday. So Wendy says, speaking of my birthday, you know what bothered me? My dad did not call me on my birthday. She goes on to say that there's a family group chat with his side of the family. and she saw a message from her dad, and he was telling everybody to wish her uncle a happy birthday because his birthday is 5 days after Wendy's. So Wendy says, the fact that you put in for everybody to wish your the uncle a happy birthday, but not your daughter, like, why would you do that? I was like, that's really messed up. I would feel a way about that too. Because I'm like, are you kidding me? What kind of dad does that? You're going to skip your daughter's birthday, but say, oh yeah, tell Uncle Gabriel happy birthday in the group chat. Like, that was really messed up. So now we find out from Wendy that her father lives in Nigeria. She has not physically seen him in 20 years. Now, hold on. I have to be fair. The same way I got on Giselle about us not finding out that she had siblings until like season 7 or season 8, Wendy, why are we just now hearing about your dad and you are 6 seasons into the show? You are a veteran now. Why are we just now hearing about this? I would rather hear about this storyline that's actually real and authentic versus the other storylines about these failed businesses. This actually had my attention. We find out that her parents divorced when she was 8 years old. Her mom stated religious differences as the main reason why. So now Wendy says her mom married her stepfather right before her 15th birthday. She says her biological father was not in her life when her stepfather entered. She goes on to say that her stepfather stepped in and filled in the gaps. And she was 29 when he passed away. Again, Wendy, this storyline, like this, your story this is interesting because I'm in shock that you haven't seen your dad in over 2 decades. Like, that's wild. And it's also, you connected the dots for a lot of us because I remember you had mentioned that your dad had passed away, but we didn't know that that was your stepfather, not your biological father. Again, I wish these ladies, when they join the show, would give us their actual story and not these fake businesses, fake storylines, because we see right through that. This, like, you could have really had us fully engaged had you started off with this in the beginning, because I was like, oh, damn, like, well, what's going on? And what's the real reason why your mom and dad divorced? Like, what's tea? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was actually interesting. So now Wendy says, it's crazy that my mom did a great job raising us in love, that I forget that my dad was not in my life. So as they're talking, her mom actually calls her and she's like, can I call you back later, Mom? So now we cut to a parallel scene now with Stacey. She's at a yoga studio doing a photo shoot for her cannabis line. And we find out that the name of her brand is called Shayo. So Shayo is a Nigerian word for joy, happiness. And she says that she's proud to launch this to the world. And she's, she wants to name it Shayo because her family members took a DNA test and they have significant amount of heritage that comes from Nigeria. We all remember in the first episode, she revealed that she's 38% Nigerian, and Tia and Wendy laughed in her face. So Stacey says, what better way to pay tribute to Nigeria, my heritage, than giving it a Nigerian name? So now the producer's asking Stacey, how do you think the Osefas are going to react to the name? And Stacey says, the name of my brand is not Happy Stacey. I'm not trying to infringe on his brand in any way. So now we cut right back to Wendy and Eddie. So they're getting ready for a Happy Eddie pop-up. And Wendy brings up Stacey. So she's like, Stacey's starting her own cannabis line too. And she says, Eddie, I think that it's your fault because at the end of I think it's your fault because when you said the whole bring Eddie out stuff with the receipts for TJ, now she's getting back at us with this whole cannabis line. So then she says, at the end of the day, there's room for everybody to make money. Eddie agrees. And then she goes on to say, we need a strain to conceptualize Stacey entering the cannabis industry as well. So Eddie says, why don't we call it Copycat? So Wendy said, ooh, that's a good strain. Now, here's my thing. I wish that Stacey had been honest at the reunion when Giselle called her out about the whole cannabis line at the reunion, because now it looks like you were being sneaky or deceptive, or that you were being a biter and a copycat. And I hate that for Stacey. I really do. I wish that she would have just said, "Oh, by the way, I'm entering the cannabis line as well." Now, quick question. Okay, so y'all aren't here for Stacey. Stacey calling it happy is crazy. I don't care what anybody says. She knows what she was and is doing. You said, well, I mean, I also have Nigerian ancestry, but I'm a white passing Puerto Rican. I love Stacey. I'm screaming. She could have just said that she liked the sound of the word and wanted to use it, even if it wasn't her culture per se. Yep, I love Stacey, but she lies so much about everything. I mean, Wendy and Eddie don't care. It's Ashley and Giselle it's Ashley and Giselle who are on her about that. No, I kind of feel like Wendy and Eddie do feel a little bit of a way about Stacey and the cannabis brand, a little bit, because talking about, let's call her a copycat, what Wendy was saying when her and Stacey met up. I do think that Wendy and Eddie do feel a little bit, they feel a type of way. And that I get it. It's like, girl, you couldn't just be honest at the reunion, and now you're coming out now. And so, I mean, I get it. A lot of them lie, including Ashley. It's a bit too close for comfort. If my company was happy something, I'd feel away. Exactly. And somebody made a good point about it. It's reminding you of when Sonia Morgan came out with Tipsy Girl and Bethany blasted her. She was like, girl, you're a copycat. You're a cheater brand because, I'm skinny girl and you want to name your brand Tipsy Girl. Like, stop it. So I get it. I get it. Again, Stacey, I really wish that you would have maybe just been honest at the reunion about it, because this does low-key make you look sneaky. Yes, there's room for everybody, but we know how the game goes. So Stacey does not owe anyone anything. If I'm starting a business, you'll know when it's done. LOL. No, listen, I'm very much for moving in silence. I get that. Listen, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care that much either way. I like Stacey. I'm of the opinion of moving in silence. Don't tell anybody when it's done. But in certain cases, it can look like you're a copycat. It can. Like, I'm just being very honest. Yes, Stacey does not owe them anything, but it does make you look like a copycat and a biter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I read yours already. Hi, Jay Stokes. Thank you for the super chat. I feel like Giselle's only being nice to Monique because she does not like Candace. Agreed. As long as Monique is on the show, Candace won't come back. Oh, absolutely. Monique and Giselle are both playing chess and not checkers. This is definitely a ploy to not have Candace come back for sure. And Giselle even said at BravoCon this past weekend that she would bring back Mia and forget about Candace. So it's clear that that's the game plan. But I hope that Candace gags everybody and comes back regardless of Monique being back on the show. That would gag everybody, in my opinion. Hey, El, my belle, thank you for the super chat. Do you think that was their way of getting approved for home equity loan to access cash? Just wondering. Oh, I didn't think about that. Listen, you might be correct. That very well could be the case. Let's gussy up the home so that way we can sell it for some more money or make a profit out of it. Listen, you might be right. You might be right. The fact that they would pull this stunt and pull a fake botched robbery, they were game to do anything. So you very well might be on the money about that. So, child, a mess. So now we're back at Stacey's photo shoot, and she finishes taking her pictures, and we see Ashley FaceTime her. So Ashley's like, hey girl, how are you? I'm getting ready for Jazzy's wedding. It's in Dallas. So she's like, are you going? So Stacey says, absolutely. I'll see you there Friday. So now Ashley says, yeah, Wendy and I can only be there for 2 hours. We have to come back for her Pride event. So Stacey says, yeah, same here. We're all in the same boat, but we do want to support Jazzy. Now, quick question. I don't know if I'm petty or hypersensitive, but I feel like somebody's wedding is that's like a once in a lifetime event, right? Unless you get divorced and remarried again, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's such a special milestone. I would feel annoyed to have good friends only be able to come for 2 hours and watch me walk down the aisle and then leave before the reception started. I would be upset. Like, you know what? You don't even come, because I want my loved ones there. I don't know. That's not like it's some party where you're just stopping in to show your face for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I just stopped in to show my face. You know, I just want to say hi to you, but I'm out. Like, this is a wedding that they paid 6 figures for. Like, I don't know. I just, yeah, it was rude. That, you know, I don't know. Like, why even go? Exactly. It's very much afterthought. Like, I don't want to be viewed as an afterthought personally. Maybe my ego is too big, but if I feel like I'm an afterthought, I'll, you know, like, it's okay. I don't want to bother you. You don't even have to come. It's no hard feelings, but you don't even have to come. You know what I'm saying? You know, I stopped in because cameras were filming. Exactly. Yes, it was an afterthought. Nope, you have class, Brooke. Exactly. And Stacey wasn't going to go if it wasn't filmed. Lit child. Yes, like celebrate with me from beginning to end. Yeah, I would feel away. Okay, so I'm glad to know that I'm not crazy and a lot of us are on the same page. A mess. Hey, Jay Green, 1995. Thank you for the super chat. I honestly want Candace and Monique to make up, but I don't blame Candace for choosing peace. And I was a fan of Monique, but she has to take full accountability. No, we have the same thoughts. I mean, well, for one, a Candace and Monique sit down would break records. That would break the ratings. Potomac would go to higher heights if they made up, because that would be a sit down of the century. I feel like it actually could happen. The fact that Monique and Giselle are cool, I don't know. Maybe call me crazy, but I do feel like a Candace and Monique sit down could happen. And I was a fan of Monique before that whole thing happened. But yeah, I would need to see Monique take full accountability for what she did. I need them to make up so they can jump Giselle together. You said the internet would turn into World War III if they sat down. No, you think so? I feel like the internet would be happy. We could finally be united again if they did sit down and talk. You know, I don't know. A sit down separated by prison glass barrier. So now Stacey brings up that she has a cannabis line and she tells her the name of it, that it's called Shio. And Ashley is shocked. Ashley says the elevator does not go up to the top with this woman. You were asked a question at the reunion about this. And she says, it's a Happy Eddie copycat. I'm sick of it. Again, I think that Stacey did shoot herself in the foot by not coming clean about it at the reunion, because to lie about it and then, 2 months later say, surprise, I'm coming out with cannabis as well. Stacey, you didn't do yourself any favors. But again, I'm not that invested in that whole thing. There's room for everybody. With what's going on with Wendy and Eddie, there might be only Stacey's line of Shio. So that might be the only cannabis line in Potomac with what's going on with those two. So I'm just saying, Stacey might have come in at the right time. Just saying. So now we get to Angel's scene, and she's with her sister. They're getting, I think, milkshakes or ice cream. And Angel says that her and her big sister are 12 years apart. She's always looked up to her. Her sister owns, I think, an interactive marketing agency. And she says, but despite the age gap, it seems to shrink as I get older. So now they sit down and say, and Angel says, I've been hanging out with the Potomac ladies. I was invited on a trip to Nevis. She says, long story short, we're at dinner. The first thing out of Giselle's mouth is, I've seen you on the blogs and the pics don't look like you. So then she says, and then you have Wendy in the background cackling, saying she's calling you a catfish. So this is what she says about Angel. This is what she says about Wendy. She says, Wendy's over there giving asshole lips and giving Forrest Whitaker in the eyes. I said, my God. So hold on. I see y'all in the comments. Did you guys, if you didn't watch my BravoCon live yesterday, feel free to watch it when you get a minute. I talked about how I met Angel. Angel was very sweet. I enjoyed talking to her. She gave me some behind the scenes about what's going on this season. I'm going to say this. Meeting her, I do want Angel to get a second chance, right? Now, this scene, her saying the asshole lips and Forrest Whitaker eyes, full stop. Wendy looks good, right? I don't think that it's necessary to come for Wendy's looks. Certain conversations, you're venting, they don't need to be held on camera. Meeting Angel this past weekend, she was lovely. I'm being honest. Remember, I met her on Saturday before this episode came out. My initial vibe and impression of her, I did not get colorist vibes at all. Now, listen, I am hypersensitive. If I even feel like there's that going on, I'm out. Shout out to everybody. I have fun. I don't play that. I'm very sensitive to that, right? I have to say, despite this conversation, she should not have said that. Full stop. It was a nasty thing to say. But I feel like had I not met Angel, maybe I would feel like, oh, that was kind of colorist. That was like, wow, why would she say that? But I met her. I did not get a colorist vibe. Again, y'all, I'm giving you my honest opinion. But full stop, Angel, that was the wrong road. You should not have said that. Period, point blank, end of story. And if you do feel that way, have the good sense to not say that on camera. And you already know the conversation surrounding this show. You watched the show before. You were a fan of the show before you joined. You know that there's been a lot of discourse about colorism on the show and the double standards about how certain people are treated. And, so we have to be careful with what we say about certain cast members, period. Definitely wasn't tactful to say. On Layla Lynn's page, a lady said that she was in a singing group with Angel at 13, and she said she's a colorist and bullied her because of her color and weight. Oh my gosh. Wendy did too much for somebody who was once sensitive about her own looks. Multiple things can be true. Wendy cackling and laughing at that dinner table. It's also like, now, girl, you also were a bit insecure. So I don't know why you're laughing so hard. You should have some sensitivity too, Angel. Multiple things can be true. Wendy did too much, but Angel did too much saying that comment to her sister about Forrest Whitaker eyes and asshole lips. Hey, Kadaya 2 Torre, thank you for the super chat. Did you get colorist vibes from Giselle? When I met Giselle at the first BravoCon that I went to in New York, when it was here in New York at the Javits Center. I met her and Robin. In person, I can't say I got colorist vibes from her, but I got the vibes that she watches my channel. She is not too happy with what I've said about her and Robin. She was polite when she met me. Her and Robin were both polite when she met me. But did I get colorist vibes from her in person? No. On the show, with her, how she was treating Candace and Wendy, yeah. But in person, I didn't get that from her in person. I don't think Angel is colorist. She wanted to insult Wendy's eyes. She's good friends with Kay, who is also a dark-skinned Black woman. Angel should be more upset about Giselle than Wendy, point blank. I agree. Everyone laughed in shock and agreement. It's fair because Angel has been rude to her in every interaction. Brooke has been charmed by Angel. That woman is mean. She's not nice at all. I don't think it's about being charmed. I think that I'm trying to be fair. If that I'm giving you my honest opinion, and we might not always agree with our opinions, but I'm being very honest. Like if I thought that she was colorist, I would say something. Hey, Kadaya Torre, thank you for the super chat. Everybody was laughing hard at that table. Yes, no, I agree with that. But I feel like Wendy, knowing her history, she was laughing quite hard. They were all laughing hard, but I kind of feel like if I had been insecure about certain things, I don't know if I'd be laughing at the next one being called out about her looks or whatever have you. That's my point. Hey, Jay Green, 1995. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to just say this. She seems to have more smoke with Wendy rather than the people who said the comment. Well, talking to her in person, she has smoke for just a lot of smoke for Giselle. She has a lot of smoke. I think they're cutting it out. But no, she got a lot of smoke for Giselle. And she said that we're going to see it later on this season. But oh no, she has equal smoke for Giselle too. Hey, Kataya Torre, thank you for the super chat. Angel said wags don't embarrass each other, yet she called Stacey's breath tart and put out mints to impress Giselle. So what happened to that code? Very true. Listen, I didn't say Angel was innocent. I want to know what the girl Angel and Jazzy were talking about looks like. Yeah, my interest is piqued now. Because if I find out that she's, a chocolate girl, I'm going to have some questions like, Angel, what is going on? Having a dark-skinned friend means nothing. A lot of racist white people have a black token friend too. Very true. I think she's mad. Wait. I think she's mad. Wendy doesn't remember her from Temple University. It's giving Lisa and Heather. You think? For some reason, I have a funny feeling that this whole Temple University mess is going to come back up later this season and at the reunion. For some reason, I get that funny feeling that this is going to come back up. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm believing the rumors about Angel being a mean girl. Angel and her last name is Messy. I thought it was Massey. It's giving Giovanna from CAU. I don't think Angel is innocent, but she's not that bad. She needs to say the stuff she says behind their backs to their face. I agree. I don't, Brooke, it's something there. She does seem to get angrier at the darker women than the lighter ones. Wendy implied Angel did not receive her degree when in fact Angel has a BA in journalism. Child, you said, Brooke, what do you know? You said, spill it, Brooke, what do you know? I'm just saying, I have that funny suspicion, the same way I had that funny feeling about Karen with coming to BravoCon. When I said to you guys, I just have that feeling when I knew for sure. I just have a funny feeling that this whole Temple University stuff is going to come back up later in the season. And I'm going to just leave it there. Okay? Hey, Kadaya Torre, thank you for the super chat. I just feel like you went harder on Giselle for less. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I have my opinion, and I'm not going to change my opinion because somebody doesn't like it. I'm not going to lie to you just to appease you and how you feel. I think that I got on Giselle accordingly. I thought that she was treating Candace and Wendy unfairly. With the way that she treated Wendy during the whole assault with Mia. She was sitting there laughing with Robin about it and saying, well, I don't care because I don't like her. Who says that? Violence is wrong whether you like somebody or not. I've gotten on Giselle, rightfully so. Again, because you don't like Angel, that's fine. But, I'm going to give you my real opinion. I'm not going to lie and say what you want me to say. Respectfully. I'm not going to lie and say, no, listen, y'all, I am not going to sit up here and say what you want me to say just so you're not going to be upset with me. There are going to be times where we just don't agree, and that's okay. Giselle has done some very nasty things. Exactly. It's true. I feel like I get on everybody accordingly. Listen, I sure did. I don't think that I took it easy on Giselle. I've taken it easy on her these last season and this season, but I've been hard on Giselle. Thank you. Wake it up. Okay, Giselle has done way more stuff than just one comment. Exactly. Brooke, I love you, but just it's evident that Wendy hurt you. No, she didn't hurt me. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna be really honest. I was hesitant to even share the story in the first place because of comments like this. Because I talk about what somebody did does not mean that I hate them or I'm hurt. I'm telling the story. You just heard me say that Angel was wrong for what she said. So how am I so hurt that Wendy said what she said? I'm getting aggravated because it's like this is crazy. Child, thank you. I appreciate you. Jameer, where you at, Jameer? Where you at? Listen, no, it's true. No, it's very true. You cannot please everybody. No, PSA, you will lose your mind trying to please everybody because these folks are going to be mad. These other folks are going to be mad. You will never sit up here and please everybody. You know what it is? People are just upset that I'm not on the Wendy train anymore. So whatever I say is never going to be enough. I've given Wendy her props this season. I've been saying that it's her best season yet. She looks good, but that's still not enough for people. The fact that I'm not going up for her like I used to. Whatever I say is an issue. You have my peers calling her all sorts of names, wishing jail time on her. I've done none of that, but yeah, I'm the worst person. It's craziness. It's pure craziness. It's crazy. It's crazy. Child. No, baby. Let him know. Oh, and that's what I want to know. Hold on. That's what I want to know. I want to know where all these Wendy fans came from all of a sudden too, because I remember when I was going hard for her, I didn't see any of them here. Now when I wouldn't say that I dislike her, but now that I'm not going up for her like I used to. Now all of a sudden they're coming from. This is so weird. Where were all these Wendy fans when it counted? When she was getting assaulted? When the girls didn't like her? Now all of us. It's so funny. It's like just say that you. You know what? Let me just. Child. No, it's true. You're right. You're right. I'm not going to sit up here and I can't. There's always going to be some contrarian in the chat. I'm not going to do it. We're having a nice time. Child, let's just skip past this scene. Let's just skip past this entire scene. It's like whatever I say, it's crazy. People just want to be contrarian. They do. They really do. It's like I'm just trying to have a good time, put a smile on your face, make you laugh. Yes, exactly. Now what else is going on? Thank you. I know, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you. You don't have to go above and beyond for Wendy just to prove that you're not biased. You already said positive things about her when you didn't have to. Wait, may I just say one more thing? May I just say one more thing, please? Be honest. Y'all, for the most part, in this chat, y'all like me, right? There might be a few trolls, haters, weirdos watching. The majority of y'all like me. If, let's say we met, because we are going to meet. I plan on meeting all of y'all, do a meet and greet, all that. Let's say I meet you, right? And you, like, for all my folks who go hard for me, love me down. Imagine you meet me and I say some BS to you, like, girl, F you, like whatever. You would be, would you like me anymore? Like, I'm confused. You have folks holding grudges about they met a celebrity who brushed them off and they don't like that celebrity anymore. Like, I don't get it. So I'm supposed to be riding hard for Wendy after I've been riding for her, and she said what she said to me a few months ago. I'm still supposed to ride hard for her? Does that make sense? If I told you, girl, F you, if we met, you would be like, oh, F Brooke, I can't. When we met, she was so rude to me. You wouldn't like me either, would you? And thank you. It's exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just thank y'all for thank you y'all for being real. Like, I don't understand like what this nonsense is. Like, I'm sorry. I pride myself on having a good time, making you guys happy. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. I apologize, but some of these comments just make me want to lose my religion and just show out. Like, some of these comments. Sorry. Child. I love y'all. I really do. Wait, Mia got arrested? Arrested for what? Are you serious? Wait, let's focus on Potomac and then I'll do Mia another time. Is that okay? Child, no, y'all are so sweet. I love y'all too. I love y'all down, okay? No, guys, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Wait, do you want me to talk about this now? Oh, thank you so much. I love y'all so much. Like, y'all are just so sweet. I'm just like, this is so much going on. We got folks coming for me on my channel. Now we got Mia being arrested. I don't know what to talk about now. That's what happens when you don't have your champagne. Well, no, I drank so much this past weekend. I'm going on a fast. It's all water. It's water and salads this whole rest of the month, except for Thanksgiving, because I have to get back on track, honey. But child, I feel all out of sorts. Okay, finish the recap, and then we'll talk about Mia. Okay. We honked the horn on them folks. Okay. Oh my gosh. Am I reading the super chats or no? What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, do my show. It makes some people feel better to think that you are bothered about Wendy. It does. It really does. Like, they want to create this narrative so bad. I don't understand why. They want to create this narrative so bad. I don't wish ill on her. If I saw Wendy at the next Bravo event, I will say hello. We could talk about it. I'm not wishing ill. I'm not sitting up here. Like, I just don't understand where all this is. You have content creators cursing reality stars out who they felt slighted by. I have not called Wendy out of her name. I'm not sitting up here laughing. Like, I could be petty. I'm not sitting up there talking about her looks I don't understand what folks want from me. It's crazy. Okay. I love y'all. I really do. I really do. May I tell y'all, if you ever feel like if you feel like your 9 to 5 is hard, and I'm not complaining, I'm so blessed to do this, but like, there are moments where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is a lot, child, this is a lot too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Please forgive me for getting off topic. We're skipping past the whole angel stuff because apparently I can't say a word about that. We see a cute scene with Tia and girl, don't be so sensitive. How would you feel if you had 900 folks, 800 folks in the chat and you have folks coming at you at one time? Would you feel that way? And it's not that I'm being so sensitive, but some stuff grates on you after you keep seeing it. When folks keep coming at you saying something crazy. And again, like, no, respectfully, this is my channel. So I don't have to put up with abuse or whatever. And I don't like how people use that as a cop-out, like, oh, don't be so sensitive. But you can't use it as a license to say what you want crazy and talk to me poorly. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I'm not trying to be so sensitive, but at the same time, I need some respect. This is my house. Okay, this is my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. And I will bypass a lot of negative comments. I let it roll off my back, but every once in a while, you just got to let folks know this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jameer. Jameer, when I tell you, I got you, okay? So now we are baby, the haters came out in full force today, honey. Where did y'all come from? Where did y'all come from? Did somebody take your man? Like, what is going on? Did somebody eat your leftovers? Like, what is going on? Y'all came out in full force today. I'm here trying to have a good time. Okay. All right. So now we get back to Tia. We see Tia. Tia's at home and she's talking to her husband, Rob, and her kids. She's asking about the birthday party that her daughter Lexi threw for her birthday. So she's like, oh, how was it? So her husband says it was interesting. It was bigger than we originally planned for. It was about 25 people. So now the daughters are like, no, it was like 35, 40 people. So now Tia says that she missed Lexi's birthday because she was in Nevis. And she says somewhere in between, Lexi has this party. I'm hearing all these hodgepodge stories of how it went. So pretty much the party went nuts, right? The party was a mess. We find out that a person on the guest list got cut off. So they were upset. They posted their address. So all these other kids came to the house. I said, wait, what? First of all, see, this is why, I said, this is why, like, baby, when I tell you, I will have the police called so fast because don't you dare sit up there and leak my address out to people like that. Like, that's really messed up. So now, the daughter says that it was stressful. So she says a bazillion people showed up, all these random people. She says, I called the cops 5 times. I said, I know that's right, girl. I said, me and you, we see each other. So now Tia was like, wait, who called the police? You called the police or did your dad call the police? And Sienna says, no, I called the police. So now Tia jokes that her daughter always calls her a Karen, but calling the police is very Karen behavior. You said Tia needs to get her kids together. Those kids run that household. Those kids are crazy. I would have cussed all of them. Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all, I don't want to speak on parenting or speak on, I don't want to talk out of turn. My parents are very lenient with us, but they were lenient, but like our parents still knew how to like put their foot down, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Tia and Rob, they don't do that at all, right? But their family is adorable. So now we find out that one of the twins says that somebody threw up near their bed. I said, wait, first of all, when I was a teenager, when I had house parties, everybody knew it was the backyard or our front, like the first floor only. Like, you could not go up the stairs. That was no way. We had, like, you would dining room, living room, family room, den, kitchen. You were welcome to be there. We had a patio, we had a nice backyard, a basketball, like we had all that. So there was no reason for you to be upstairs. We had a bunch of bathrooms. So there were a bunch of bathrooms on the first floor. So we had a house party. It was first floor only. The bedrooms upstairs are off limits. So the fact that there were people in the twins' bedrooms throwing up, that's unacceptable. I just said, no, I'm sorry. Like, they would not be able to have another party for quite some time, because it's like your friends don't know how to act, and they should not have been upstairs in the first place. And you don't know, some of these kids, people might be stealing. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy to me. I was surprised that Dad was so relaxed, because he's from the south side of Chicago. We don't play that. Exactly. Where were the police? She said she called the police 5 times. I was shocked. I was like, and then you know how pissed you'd be as a parent, the fact that your younger 2 children had to deal with throw up and all that, vomit and all that from their guests. A mess. So now, Rob says, I kicked everybody out, and Tia says, it sounds like you did an amazing job. Again, it was a cute little scene, not super groundbreaking, but it was cute. So now we see Giselle in the car. She's headed to the airport, and she's on the phone with her daughter, Grace, talking about her dad's will. So we find out that she's been petitioning her father's will for a couple of years now. She believes that his real will was destroyed by his wife. Everything was supposed to be given to her and his grandchildren. So she says this should be the final court hearing for this. She says that her and her daughters do not have any relationship with her dad's new wife. She says, to put it mildly, she's extremely angry that she has to pay for lawyers to fight this. But she says, had she not been a terrible, horrible person, this wouldn't be happening. Now, like I was saying about how Wendy's giving us story with her father, we hadn't heard that before. I enjoyed hearing more about Giselle and what's going on, because I feel like we seldom get Giselle's life on here. She's always meddling in other people's situations, that we don't get what's going on in her life. So it was really interesting to hear about she's still fighting the will. And my whole thing is this. I'm curious to know, have things always been bad between Giselle's stepmom? Like, was it always bad, or did it just become bad as her dad got sick before he passed away? Like, I'm curious to know the dynamic between the new wife and Giselle. We know it's bad now, but was it always bad? Like, did they have a relationship before and then things turned south? I wonder. Where are her other siblings in this? Someone made a good point in a prior recap about sometimes when cast members don't bring up their siblings, sometimes it's because they can't. Like, maybe her siblings said, don't bring me up, I don't want to be talked about on this show, so she has to act like it's only her in this. But I'm pretty sure that her other siblings are probably involved in this as well. They just don't want to be talked about or mentioned. And I understand, because these shows do bring a lot of drama at your doorstep. Their relationship was always bad. This situation with the will, I don't care when bad things happen to bad people. Ronnie the Voice made an interesting point. Does Giselle not have siblings? Why would everything be left to her and her kids? Also, the wife is entitled to an inheritance. Giselle is crazy. Well, I think that, like I said before, how somebody said in another recap, that sometimes when a person's on the show and their siblings don't want to be involved at all, the person has to talk like they're the only sibling. So maybe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that she has a brother and a sister, and they have kids. So I'm pretty sure that he left it for all of his grandchildren, including her kids and her nieces and nephews, if I had to guess. No, it was her mom. Her mom was on the show earlier on. She came on season 2, and then we've seen her dad on the show. We've never seen her brother or sister. So now we see Keiarna, and they are in Greg's new house. So baby, Greg was acting the way Greg is acting, so sweet and chipper and happy to be on camera and happy to be with his woman. I said, oh, he definitely sees our comments. Now, you guys know, I met Keiarna this past weekend. We talked for a bit. She's very sweet, beautiful. Oh my gosh, Keiarna is so beautiful in person. So do you know what she told me? She said, her and Greg see all the comments about Greg. So when we call him Ashy Foot Man and talk about how dry he is and how rude he is, how she needs to leave, she said that they both see it and it hurts. And I can imagine, right? But Keiarna, we're saying that we say it out of love, because it's like, we don't like how he treats you. But it's clear that Greg is doing a 180. He is trying, because he was so nice in this scene. I said, wow. I said, oh, he got tired of y'all eating him up, okay? You said, I still don't like Greg, but nice scene. Nobody care about Bojangles. Oh, please. Greg and Kay are putting on this happy fake couple vibes for TV. I'm okay with her and Greg, because it made a difference. You said, yes, Greg, showing up for the cameras and the comments. They're going to keep seeing it again and again. Keiarna can do so much better. Because why at all would you come on any show being cold to your partner? The F, I agree. I agree. So now we find out, she says, everybody thinks that Greg is so much older, but he's not. He's only 6 years older. He's a dad. He's really regimented. He's so daddy-ish. So now she says that she's proud of them. Greg says, I'm proud of us too. And she says it's definitely the therapy going on. We find out in their therapy session 4 days ago that they're in the process of buying a new condo. And we find out that he has 3 children. Now, I remember Keiarna saying that in the last season that he had 3 daughters. So I wasn't really surprised to hear that when she said it again. So now we find out that Kay is happy because they're taking the pressure off, taking the timelines off. I just said, Keiarna, you've been talking about marriage. That's what you want. You want the ring. You're wasting your own time. And if things don't work out a second time with you and Greg, you're not going to have anybody else to blame but yourself. Because for you to say we're taking the timelines off and there's no pressure, we're just dating, that's not what you want. You do want to spend your life with this man. I don't know, Keiarna, it's giving that you're just happy to have a man, because I just don't understand it. It's sad to see her lower her standards. And no, it really is. It really is. No expectations. No wonder he's happy. Exactly. No goals, no results. Wasting her good years on that man. Exactly. Definitely wasting time. Now, all of a sudden, she wants to take things slow. He's stringing her along as a stepmom for his kids and helper. Oh, absolutely. He's getting free labor. He's getting free labor, honey. Not me, girl. Not me. So, Greg says that number one, communication is number one. Keiarna says for her, it's support. But, that not a whole lot went on in that scene. We can move on. So now we get to one of my favorite scenes of the episode. We see Wendy and Stacey meeting for lunch. Now, this color, that color on both of their skin tones, amazing. Apologies, y'all. All that arguing back and forth got my throat dry. You see what happens when you argue with folks? No, but they looked beautiful. Beautiful. Honey, that bright orange, that day looks really good. So Wendy jokes and says, when you walked in, I saw your nipples. She says, you should have worn this dress in Nevis instead of that German outfit. Now I said, girl, hold on. Wendy, don't do her, because Stacey looked good in that German costume. Child, not the haters trying to steal my voice. They really are. That's why we said stop arguing. You're right. That's why you should ignore the haters. You're right. Oh my gosh, you have me screaming. See, you choke when you tried to compliment Wendy. Oh wow. No, I'm good. I just been talking for a long time, so my throat is just got a bit dry. Child. I'm good, y'all. Oh my gosh. Something always happens on these lives, I swear. You said not throat spray. Don't do that. Don't do that. Haters making your voice drier than a Popeye's biscuit. Okay. So I thought that Stacey's German outfit was very sexy. So now Wendy says, girl, Stacey says, is this a hoe dress? So Wendy says, with your nipple sticking out is giving ho, ho, ho. So they both laugh. And now Wendy says that she's enjoyed spending time with Stacey. She says, at her core, I don't think that she's a bad person. Right now in my life, I enjoy things that are not too serious. And based on her actions, it's clear that Stacey's not a serious person. And I enjoy it. Now, Wendy, and watch and to all the haters, you know you can kiss it, because I'm gonna make my joke and I don't care. I said, now Wendy, let's not talk about serious people, because that alleged botched robbery, not a footprint in sight, a turned over mattress, that was completely unserious. I said, girl, you unserious too. Oh my God. I said, you and Stacey are both unserious. That Looney Tunes ass robbery. Jameer, get ready, Jameer. Get ready, Jameer. You know they're coming. You know they're coming, Jameer. Get that block hand ready. So now Wendy says, this is going to be so fun. We're going to Jazzy's wedding in Dallas and then Pride. So she's like, do you think that Ashley's going to sing at Pride? And Stacey says, I think she will. So Wendy says, the gays deserve so much better. When I tell you, I screamed at that. So now Ashley, we cut to Ashley quickly. We find out that Ashley is getting a custom-made G&A float for the Pride Parade. And she's going to make her drag king presence known. So now we're back to Wendy and Stacey at lunch. So Wendy says, so talk to me about your brand. What's going on? So Stacey says that she's launching a brand of gummies. It's a very small launch. She's very proud of her brand. She says the name of my brand is called Shayo. So Wendy says, a Nigerian word? And Stacey says, yeah, it means joy. She goes on to add, I wanted to pay homage to my recent discovery of my Nigerian roots. So she says, why wouldn't I recognize my African heritage? So Wendy's like, because there are other African countries besides, Nigeria. That's why. So Stacey says that she has an affinity for Nigerians, and Wendy looks dead into the camera. Now, one thing about it, that is one of Wendy's signature moves. When she looks directly into the camera and breaks the fourth wall, that always takes me out every single time. She does it all the time too. So now Stacey's like, girl, I'm your sister. Wendy starts cackling. She's like, girl, it's going to go left. Like, Stacey, please stop. So now Wendy says, this is giving single Black female. You've stolen my cannabis idea. You're my aesthetic. And now you're naming your brand Happy. Now, Wendy, Stacey might be many things, but I don't think that she's trying to take your life. Like, I don't think that she's trying to copy you down to everything, in my opinion. I just don't. I think that she's so wrapped in her own world that I don't think that she's trying to take your whole essence, if that makes sense. And just because you guys are wearing the same color, I don't think she's trying to steal your aesthetic. So now Wendy says, it happened with the candle. That was my first foray into the group. I quickly learned that people are copycats. So we go back to when Wendy and Karen came out with their candles. Here's my thing about the whole candle situation. I don't view Karen as a copycat with the candles, because Karen got the perfume deal early into her career in Potomac. Like, she landed that perfume deal in season 2. And generally speaking, when people go into the candle perfume business, they generally have candles too. So it was like the natural progression of her next business venture, in my opinion. So I don't view what Karen did with the candles as a copycat move, because she was going in that direction in the first place. She already had the perfume line at Bloomingdale's. So just my opinion. None of these ladies have an original idea. Exactly. She's definitely not trying to be Wendy. The cannabis industry is steadily growing. Stacey should have been honest at the reunion. I agree with that. Okay, but Wendy was throwing half-baked ideas and hoping something would stick. Yeah, listen, no, it's true. Like, Wendy was talking about a restaurant with Peter Thomas. You could say that she was copying Ashley with the whole restaurant. I don't know. Then there was a YouTube channel. So she was copying all the YouTubers. Child. Yeah, remember Cynthia, Peter Thomas. Remember Cynthia's Peter in season 7 when the whole assault happened when Mia assaulted her and they were in Miami? She was going to open up a restaurant with Peter. So now Wendy makes a joke saying, if Stacey goes out and gets a 4 degrees and a PhD, I'm going to lose my ish. So now Stacey says, look, Wendy, I never started my business to compete with you or Eddie at all. That's not my intention. And Wendy says, thank you for saying that. Now, I thought it was funny how they both ordered the same meals. They both ordered grilled octopus and branzino. Why was my mouth watering so bad? I said, oh, that sounds so good. And the way Stacey wanted to share, and Wendy was like, oh no, I want my own meal. Like, I'm not sharing anything. I want to eat all my food and take it home in a doggy bag, okay? So now we see another short scene of Giselle in Atlanta. She's her daughter Angel picks her up, and we know that Angel goes to Spelman. So Giselle says, good news. The good news is we're winning. The judge threw the whole thing out. The judge heard both sides. So Giselle says, I feel like I can't properly be at peace with it because of all this happening. Now, Jazzy and Darius's wedding, it's in Dallas. It's at this oh my gosh. That venue was stunning. The fact that Bravo gave Jazzy's wedding like 2 minutes tops, I said, my God. I said, Jazzy girl, I'd be a bit pissed. They didn't even show your reception. They had the cameras up to show a blip of your wedding. I said, a mess. So now we do see that Wendy, Ashley, and Stacey are there to support Jazzy. And Stacey says, I'm so happy that I made the decision to reorganize my launch to be there for Jazzy. So Stacey says Ashley says, I'm happy that Stacey decided to come, but could it be because me and Wendy booked our tickets to go? That's why she booked her ticket. And she says, very suspicious. So we see Jazzy getting made up. We see her ring. Her ring is 4.8 carats. It's beautiful. Ashley says, now this is a wag. No expense was spared. And again, you could tell that money was spent on this wedding. So we see the ceremony starting, and Ashley whispers to Wendy that they have to be out of here in 2 hours because they have a flight to get on. They have to be at the airport by 7. So Wendy says, I would love to stay for the whole thing, but Ashley's turning into a man at the stroke of midnight, so we have to go. I said, not at the stroke of midnight. I said, listen, y'all, I just feel like I told you guys in the beginning, I I would be upset if I had people who I considered friends come to my wedding for only 2 hours. I'd be pissed about that. So now, again, production gave Jazzy 30 seconds, and that was that. So now we get back to Potomac. It's World Pride Day, and we see everybody meeting up at the bar. Stacey says it's her first Pride. We see Angel and Tia arrive. Keiarna's there. We see Giselle with her hairstylist Cal and her daughter Grace. They're there. So we see Wendy arrive, and now we see Ashley, or should I say Ash T.O.P. pull up. Now I'm not going to hold you. Ashley does look good as Ash T.O.P. Like Ashley, I will give you that. Baby, the way Tia was liking Ashley's alter ego, she was like, it's a bit shocking to see to see Ashley. She looks bloody good as a man. She says Rob should be very nervous because Ash T.O.P. could get it. I said, oh, okay. I said, first Rachel Maddow, now Ash T.O.P. Tia, tell us how you really feel, okay? So now Ashley's giving them their t-shirts with their new names, their drag names. Of course, all the names are very freaked out. Angel's name is Oliver, her tits. Wendy's name is Degrees, these nuts. Stacey's name is Lick Her Hosen. Tia's name is Proper Puss Popper. Wendy was like, oh, I want that name. Ashley says Giselle usually serves, see you next Tuesday, but today she's serving jizz. They were all like, girl, her daughter's here. I said, well, her daughter is grown. Grace is what, 19, 20? She has to be 21 to be at the bar. So yeah, she's of age and her mom brought her with her. So she wants to hang with the big dogs. So that's what happens sometimes. You said sponsored by Brazzers. So Keiarna's name had me screaming. Keiarna's name is Come Inject Her. I said, oh. It was definitely giving a Brazzers realness, okay? So now, Wendy's like, I don't even know that these names exist. So Giselle's like, how am I serving jizz as an ejaculation? Like, I'm a woman. I can't do that. So now they're all dancing, having fun, being silly. It's a vibe. And now, child, we see Monique step in. I said, all right, here we go with Monique Samuels. So when Monique came through, Giselle's face was shocked. Like, she was shocked and surprised. We see, now I was surprised to see Giselle's best friend / hairstylist, Cal, hugging Monique like they were good friends. He was like, oh, good to see you. I missed you. I said, wait, Cal, aren't you good friends with Giselle? That's your bestie. Why are you hugging her up? I said, all right now. So Giselle says, when we see Wendy hugging her, Wendy says, hold up now. It's going to be interesting. Giselle says hello. She's polite. She gives her a hug. She says, it's nice to see you. Monique hugs Grace. They exchange pleasantries. So Giselle says, I'm going to be honest. Monique has been on my mind for some years. After I heard that her and Chris weren't together, I wanted to know her thoughts about who she is post-divorce, because I knew the woman that she was when they were married, and that was not authentic. Now, we all know when season 5 came about, we all know that Monique's facade definitely slipped after the whole incident. We had Monique's pastor coming on the show and read her for filth. Baby, that episode, I will talk about that episode forever. When her pastor came on that show and read her down, he didn't read her down. He told her the truth. He gave her some tough love. But yeah, I think we all want to know who the real Monique is, because she's been hiding herself for a long time. So now Wendy says Monique and I never really got to know each other. I had just joined the group, and we had like one conversation at her lake house. The next time I saw her, all hell broke loose at the barn. But besides that, we never got to hang out. So now Ashley gives Monique her name and her shirt. She says, because you have all these animals, you're like Dr. Doolittle. I'm going to give you the name Dr. Do It A Lot. So now we cut to Ashley asking Giselle, how does she feel about seeing Monique? And Giselle says, I'm actually happy, to see her. She looks happy, which is good. So now, we cut to Keiarna asking Monique if Monique knows the girls. Monique says, no, only the people I know. I know Giselle, Ashley, and Wendy. Everybody else I'm meeting for the first time. So Keiarna's like, oh, what about Stacey? So Monique says no. Now, mind you, we cut to Wendy and Stacey walking over to where Keiarna and Monique are. And so Wendy's asking Monique what her drag name is. And they're like, oh, yeah, Ashley says it's Dr. Do It A Lot, like Dr. Doolittle, because all her animals. So Stacey's like, girl, how many animals do you have? So Wendy said, Wendy says she had a bird named T'Challa who attacked me. So Monique reveals that T'Challa passed away. They're all like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And now we cut to Keiarna being messy. So Keiarna's like, Keiarna says, Stacey, I'm so surprised that you haven't met Monique. Monique says, well, I barely leave the house, so I don't know how I would meet anybody. So now Keiarna says, well, Stacey said that she's seen you around. So Stacey says, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I haven't said that. And now Giselle cuts in and says, no, it wasn't her. It was her ex-husband, Chris. It was Chris. So now Giselle's like, oh, Keiarna says, that's your ex-husband, right? And Monique says, yeah. So now Keiarna says, oh, okay, because that's who Stacey's dated. So now we cut to Stacey looking kind of bewildered and shocked. And now we see to be continued. And that's where the episode ends. Now, let me just say this for the last time. I don't know why we are making this a storyline. Who the F cares if Stacey and Chris went on 1 date, 10 dates, 100 dates? It's nobody's business. And Stacey was a single woman. Her and Monique were not friends. She does not owe Monique any loyalty. I don't know why we're doing this. This is such a non-issue. And Monique, you could really win me over if you pay this dust. I am praying to the good Lord that Monique says, I don't care. Like, he's single. I'm single. I didn't know her. If you dated my ex-husband, that's fine. I am praying that Monique pays this whole thing dust. I really am, because this is such a non-issue. I could not imagine being upset because I found out that somebody dated my ex. We weren't friends. We don't know each other. Like, people date people. I don't understand. I don't understand why we're making this a big deal. It's ridiculous. Child. Yep, she said it. They showed the preview. Oh, thank God. Oh, good. Monique brushed it off. Thank God. Oh, thank you, Jesus. You said in the sneak peek she didn't care and Kay felt stupid. Oh, Monique. Oh, Monique, you ate that one little thing, Monique. You might be winning me over, Monique. You might win me right back over, girl. I am so happy to hear this because this is such a non-issue. Such a non-issue. Yes, Monique has grown. She has grown, because had this been a few years ago, she probably would have. Child. They got those fists out. That's how you know she really didn't like Chris. Yes. Oh, no, she couldn't stand him. She did her big one with that. I loved her response. Yeah, honey, she sure would have. She sure would have. Now, do y'all mind if I just read the super chats that I missed while I was battling the haters? Do y'all mind? Because I don't want to miss anybody. Do you mind? Let me just read the super chats and then we will talk about Mia, okay? I promise you. Hey, PRT Diva, thank you for the super chat. Brooke meeting Angel for a few minutes does not show you her true character. You're absolutely correct. But I'm going off of the vibe that I got when I met her for the few minutes. But no, you are completely correct. But I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. And I did not get that vibe from her when I met her. Hey, Jessica BW, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, you have been fair to Wendy. Your reviews do not imply that she made her comment. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So I'm like, am I going crazy? Am I losing my mind? Because these folks are gaslighting me on my channel. You would think that I was calling her everything but a child of God, the way folks are coming at me about this. It is ridiculous. And I hate to say this, but it's stuff like this that makes me not want to share stuff. Like, y'all, like, it's like, do you guys want the tea or not? Because if I share something, now it's, oh, you're bitter, you're this. It's like I can't win with certain people. It's crazy. But I appreciate you, Jessica, for saying that. And I know I'm not crazy. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, Osman Chagall, thank you for the super chat. Now, y'all, you can't get mad at Brooke for her feelings and opinions about an edited television. Let's come back to reality, people. Let them know, Greg. Honk the horn on them, Greg. Thank you. Hey, Brandon Ammons, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, what you said about Wendy makes sense now. This season shows she's a mean girl. The treatment of Kay, Angel, and the scamming stuff says it all. Now, Brandon, you know I'm gonna get in trouble for what you said. You already know I'm gonna get in trouble for reading your comment. You know I'm gonna get in trouble for reading your comment. I appreciate your commentary and your super chat. Thank you. But I'm the mean one. But let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Hey, Stephen Nieves, thank you for the super chat. Breaking, Mia got arrested. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Give me 2 minutes. Hey, front of the line, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, we know you have a full life and don't spend your free time thinking about these housewives. You would need to be hurt. You would need to care to be hurt by Wendy. Blue, thank you. That's what I'm saying. You baby, you know I'm out here. You know I'm out here in these streets having a good old time. When this camera goes off, I'm not thinking about these folks. In my day-to-day life, I don't think about Wendy. It's crazy how folks come out their mouths saying such stupidity. It's wild to me. But I really appreciate you front of the line. Thank you so much. Hey, Stephen Nieves, thank you for the super chat. I brought up Mia to get your mind off the trolls. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Kadaya 2 Torre, thank you for the super chat. I love you, Brooke. I've always said you're a beautiful person. I truly did not think my comment would come off that way. Thank you. No. Remember, I can't decipher tone on here. Like I can't get, unless you put in parentheses, Brooke, I don't mean to be disrespectful, or LOL. I can't decipher tone. So it came off to me as I got very defensive because I did read it in a different type of way. Okay. I appreciate you. You've been here for a long time, but you have to understand it's a lot when you have folks coming at you, and it's like, I'm not going to always say what you want to hear. Like there's going to be some times where you just don't agree with me. And I just want for everybody to allow me to have my space to have my commentary and my opinions. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was trying to say. So listen, like, I don't want to be nervous. And I love you down too. Kadaya too. But I don't want to feel like I'm walking on eggshells on my own channel when it comes to saying an opinion that you might not agree with. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen content creators who they're so worried about subscribers being mad at them. They will, they won't say their true opinion because they want to appease y'all. And I can't do that. I can't lie to myself to make you happy. I'd rather disappoint you, but I'm true to myself and my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you letting me know, that you didn't mean it like that. Thank you. Hey, Florida Rain 6. Thank you for the super chat. Child, listen, where's Lavette when you need her? Lavette, we need you back. Lavette, come back. Lavette, the lives have been off the rails since you left. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. I actually like they saved Monique for the end. Same here. It was a good touch. Hey, Osmond Chagall, thank you for the super chat. I don't know who woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. The haters coming in fast like rats and roaches. Baby, they sitting up there, pow. Honey, you missed it. You missed it. During the angel scene, I got jumped in my own live. I said, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Baby, they were going, I could not believe, I said, oh my gosh, I'm just here to have a good time. When you watch the replay, you're going to be like, what is going on? Honey, they can't. Oh my gosh, it's a song for that. Stomp. Oh my Lord. Okay. Yes, Stephen, I read both of your super chats. I read the one about Mia being arrested and you taking my mind off of the trolls. Baby, got folks' blood pressure is up, honey. Folks, we were fighting in the chat. Baby, this was worse than Kate Gate. Okay, wait, hold on. Brooke, Mia's arrest video is out. Oh, it's out? Okay. Here's what I can do. What do you want me to do? Do you guys want me to do another? I can do another live. Let me read the super chats, and then I'm going to go live like in 5 minutes, and then we'll talk about Mia separately, okay? All right? Let me finish these super chats, and I got y'all. Hey, Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Been a silent watcher for a few years. We have different takes on certain housewives, and that's what I love about your channel. We can disagree and still keep enjoying the foolishness. Thank you so much, Jordan. I appreciate you. And that's what it's all about. We're just here to have fun. It is not that deep. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. It's crazy that the season Wendy is shining, her personal life is in the toilet. I know. It's like crazy. Hey, Cheap83, thank you for the super chat. Stacey plays too much. Watch her get an honorary doctorate degree next season. It's Dr. Stacey to you. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. I skipped to the end of the episode, laughing my ass off, so I only saw Monique at the end. Hey, William Rosser, thank you for the super chat. Did you see Mia got arrested on larceny charges? I'm seeing it now. We'll talk about it in another live. I got you. Hey, James Pasta Third, thank you for the super chat. See, she sacrificed that bird. It was cooking in the cauldron. I mean, fire pit. Damn. Hey, Sophia Aki, thank you for the super chat. They need to replace the champagne flutes with handcuffs for the next cast photo. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. I feel like I'm cheating on Candace watching Monique. I know, it does feel that way. Hey, Cat Sky 706, thank you for the super chat. But that's why we watch you, because we come for your take on things. Even if we don't always agree, we like your way of bringing us the tea. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, Bio Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. The Wendy stands are feeling good after BravoCon, but just yesterday it showed more of their emails. Just dumb, child. Hey, Kadaya 2 Torre, thank you for the super chat. Child, I was about to get blocked. No. Listen, sometimes, this position kind of makes you a bit paranoid, and you can't decipher tone. I can't always read your tone. So I'm quick to assume that you're coming for me. Because, baby, I said, what a shame if we have to, I didn't want you to go. You've been here a long time. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And it is all good, okay? It is all good. I don't want no problems. You said, Jameer, no! Jameer has me screaming. Okay. I don't agree with you, Brooke, but do you? We all different. Okay. See, listen, we're here to have a good time, whether you agree or not. Just have a good time. We live to see another day. Oh my gosh, baby. Jameer said, Okay, you said when the world needed Lavette the most, she disappeared. Okay, y'all. I'm going to end this live, and I'm going to go live right now, talk about Mia arrested, okay? Is that okay? Wait, hold on. You said Brooke and still I rise. Exactly. Okay. You guys, I'm not, y'all, give me a minute. I'm going to go on live again. Right now. I'm going to do like another 30-minute live, okay? I want to get the video pulled up of Mia's arrest footage, and then we'll talk about it, okay? I love y'all. I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes, okay? Stay here. Stay put. I'm coming back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna get the arrest video of Mia, and then we'll talk about that. All right. I will see you all in 5 minutes, okay? I'll see y'all soon. All right, guys. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you in 5 minutes.